All right, this is gonna be an embarrassing video. I can sense it. The trolls are gonna be out in full force in the comments on this one, but it's all right. I'm ready for you. All right, so this video kind of follows on from the bonus day in the life video that I did. It was a pretty boring video, I'm not gonna lie, but I'll put the card on screen in case you wanna go back and watch that first. But in that video, I showed what I eat on a regular bang average day, no food challenge, no eating stunt, just because a lot of people had asked to see what I eat on a regular day. And if you've watched that video, you'll know that unsurprisingly, I eat almost nothing. In fact, some days I literally eat nothing. I've been doing that a lot lately. But then I got to thinking, wouldn't it be kind of fun to show what I used to eat in a day before I got into all this competitive eating madness, and actually, when I used to eat way more than I eat now.
Are you checking me, girl?
I know it sounds a little bit weird, but just stick with me. So back in my early to mid 20s probably, I pretty much used to live in the gym, and although you wouldn't think it to look at me now, I actually used to be quite a lot larger in size. In most areas. Now, I'm not the gym selfie type. You won't find any pictures of me flexing my guns on my Instagram page or anything like that. In fact, that stuff makes me cringe. But I'm gonna have to throw up a few photographs on screen just to, you know, give you an example. This is gonna be the embarrassing part. Yeah, I think that'll do. So yeah, I was by no means a bodybuilder. Physique model, or whatever they call them these days. But you should be able to see by those photographs that I was quite a lot larger than I am now. In fact, I think in most of those photographs, I weigh like a pretty lean 175 to 180 pounds. Whereas now, I think this morning I weighed like 153 pounds or something like that. So there's quite a big difference. And this is before I switched to eating one meal per day, I think by a few years. So I thought it might be a laugh to open up my MyFitnessPal, do a bit of a time hop, go back in time and try and eat everything that I used to eat in a day in one sitting. So without further ado, this is BeardMeatsFood, and this, in fact, I've got no idea what I'm gonna call this video. This is just what I used to eat about a decade ago. I'm actually really looking forward to this. Look at this. I used to eat like a king. This is a proper feed. Anyway, let's start a timer just for funsies. And I'll throw up a calorie count on screen. I think it's like 3,900 calories, which is obviously, it's a lot of food. And I wouldn't advocate eating like this on a daily basis, but I used to eat like this to try to get bigger and stronger. So yeah, this is on the high end of what I used to eat. But anyway, let's tuck in. So let's start with breakfast. I always start the day with some water with some electrolytes in there. I can get rid of this now. It's kind of gone a little bit tough now, but I start with a reasonably small bowl of porridge with some banana, honey. Be generous with the honey. And a big old dollop of, you guessed it, peanut butter. This is a bro breakfast. I'll try and mix it all together, but right, bottoms up.
What's up, Beard Army? Welcome back to another episode, and this one has a slightly different vibe. There's not too much in the way of commentary. I'm sure some people will be happy about that, but you know, there's plenty of insight, don't worry.
That's a delicious way to start the day. That's back when I used to eat breakfast. I hate eating early now, but back then I think I was under that whole impression that you have to eat every 2 hours. I don't know why. Probably read too many issues of men's health or something back in the day. But that's breakfast. Now we're gonna move on to lunch, which is the tuna. Now this is I'll show you up close.
I know what you're thinking. Tuna in Tupperware.
This is one of these. Now this is pretty much cat food. Some tuna with little bits of vegetables and pasta in there and stuff like that. But I would usually mix one of those with an extra tub of tuna. This is just for illustration purposes. But I would mix those two, and this is the only time you'll ever see me using a Tupperware. It makes me laugh when I see people eating out of Tupperware boxes. And these get a bad rap because they're pretty high in salt, you know, salt being a preservative, but provided you drink enough and you don't go too nuts, then salt's not really that big of a deal.
Unless, of course, you have a serious health condition, in which case it is a big deal. I don't want to get sued or anything.
That's the first element of lunch. I remember I would go out on my lunch break, where I used to work. I used to work for a bank in the stockbroking department, which sounds glamorous. It really wasn't. It's nothing like Wolf of Wall Street, believe me. But yeah, I'd sit there on my lunch break, opening up my can of tuna, mixing it all together. People would be like, "Oh, it stinks, man." And next, equally smelly, is the eggs. 2 boiled eggs.
Yeah, needless to say, eating like this did not make me the most popular person in the office.
I used to really love eggs back in the day. I mean, I can still eat them, but I'm not a huge fan of them these days.
New drinking game. Take a shot every time I use the phrase "back in the day" in this video.
All right, next. Now, I don't recall doing this every day, but I used to buy, you know, a little snack to go along with the tuna. And on this particular day that I looked up on MyFitnessPal, it was like a little tiny sushi snack pack thing. So let's eat the sushi.
Yeah, sushi wasn't really a regular thing for me, but I picked just kind of a random day from 2013.
This seems almost pointless. It's so tiny.
Yeah, on which I happened to eat sushi for some reason.
Good sushi though.
As good as you can get from Tesco, anyway.
Look at that. That's a good one.
Yeah, so this was my diet quite 10 years ago, more like 7 years ago, but close enough.
All right, next we got. I remember. Second lunch. Now, I'm going to explain this to you people because some people are going to think I'm nuts, but these are turkey and jam sandwiches. Which I know sounds a little bit weird. That's why I put the jam here, so this is what the jam is for. But yeah, I have jam on my turkey sandwiches, which isn't that weird because people eat cranberry sauce with turkey, right? Jam is just a little bit sweeter, and I don't know, I like it. So these are just 2 kind of seeded slices of bread. I like my bread to have some kind of character, you know? Takes me back.
Look at me getting all nostalgic. I mean, it's not been quite 7 years since I ate a turkey and jam sandwich. I do occasionally allow myself that indulgence, but this was good.
I forgot to mention these things also have some light cream cheese in there, which is why the Philadelphia is down there. Just to show you my preferred brand, but yeah, they're all pretty much the same. I actually used to use the one which is even lower in fat than that one, but I couldn't find it at the shop. So cream cheese, turkey, and jam sandwiches. Don't knock it till you try it. Nobody out there is going to try it.
I don't know. Some people might be mad enough. So if you give it a try, turkey, cream cheese, and jam, let me know in the comments.
Yes, dinner time. Get these out of the way. All right, here we are, dinner, which is salmon, 2 fillets of salmon, cooked, and some couscous. Which, I mean, I still love couscous now, but I went through a phase of just loving the stuff. I could pile it down. All right, here we go. It's dinner time.
I remember this. Remember it well. I went through a phase of eating Moroccan-style couscous, which is kind of like sweet and a little bit spicy. Has raisins in there, usually peppers and stuff like that. It's delicious though.
That's why nobody wanted to sit next to me at work or anywhere else for that matter.
Yeah, the eggs starting to kick in there already. I do beg your pardon.
Can't forget the skin. That's the best part. Nice and crunchy.
Oh yeah, love a little bit of crunchy salmon skin.
I need a bigger spoon.
I know some people be getting triggered now, like, oh, why didn't you mix the couscous with the salmon? I don't know, I just like to enjoy the taste of things separately, I suppose.
I love it with all the little seeds and beans and vegetables and stuff in there. It goes really well with fish too. Alright, next up, This is a Greek yogurt with blueberries and more honey. Some kind of dark fruit flavored Greek yogurt, something fruity.
As you can see, I'm as prepared as always. I think it was blueberry Greek yogurt in this case.
Let's do a little time check. 22 minutes. Supper time is next. Supper time is where things get a little bit more relaxed. Usually by this point in the day, I've hit my protein requirement, my fat requirement, so I'm pretty much just trying to fill the rest with carbohydrates. So I guess that's where the crumpets come in. British people love crumpets. If you meet a British person and they tell you they don't like crumpets, they're lying to you. Don't trust them.
Bit of a sweeping statement. They might just have a gluten intolerance or something.
So this is another one of my idiosyncrasies. I like crumpets with... Well, I like crumpets with pretty much anything on them, but I used to love back in the day, I would put low-fat cream cheese on there and lemon curd, which is why I've got this here. This is my favourite. Actually, I like this stuff so much, my mum still buys it for me for like my birthday or Christmas, stuff like that. Marks and Spencer's, nothing but the best.
Everyone knows that if you want a bit of luxury in your everyday groceries, you go to Marks and Spencer's.
Look at that. It's a thing of beauty.
Marks and Spencer's, that's another great Leeds export actually. Me, Marks and Spencer's, and what else? Mel B.
So you can't eat crumpets fast. Not that you would want to, but I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm pretty sure Furious Pete once, I'm sure he tried to do like a speed eating thing. Maybe when he was in England or something, he tried to eat crumpets, but he didn't even cook them. So if you cook them, they kind of soften up a little bit. But I think he tried to speed eat them raw, and I think he nearly choked to death or something. He's like,
I'm exaggerating there. I think he just found them quite difficult to eat, let's say that.
Alright, all that remains is the rice pudding and the cereal. I don't know if you remember these from being a kid. You know, you get the little single serving cereal boxes. I would just buy the little single servings, but I'd buy like multi-packs of them, you know, because I would just like to try different cereals each night. Rice Krispies were probably my favourite. Sometimes Cheerios, sometimes cornflakes. I'm just gonna dunk these in here.
Supper time now. I realise I've not really given much insight into why I'm eating certain things, but at this point I'd normally hit my protein fat requirement. I would just fill the rest with carbohydrate.
Ooh. I don't want to alarm anyone, but this is making me want to quit the whole competitive eating gig and just go back to eating like this. This is delicious. Rice pudding next. One of my favourite things to eat.
Just in case anyone's starting to panic, I think I was just a little bit overwhelmed by the trip back in time. I was really enjoying this meal, so don't worry, I'm not going to quit anytime soon.
The only reason why I haven't done like a huge rice pudding eating challenge is because it's just too messy to eat. It'd be carnage.
Yeah, I have thought about doing that a few times, but I think, I don't know, it would be tough to watch me just eating, you know, tons and tons of rice pudding. Although I'm sure I would enjoy it.
I really wish there was a rice pudding eating world championship. Ambrosia, you should totally sponsor one of those. If there's any chance I have ever of beating Joey Chestnut, it would be a rice pudding eating contest. Anyway, oh, actually, wait, I'm forgetting the glass of milk before bedtime. I almost never drink semi-skim milk these days. If I use milk, it's usually almond milk, to be honest. Not that I'm vegan or anything, obviously. But actually, if I'm going to use like a real dairy milk, it'll usually be skimmed.
Yeah, can't beat a glass of milk before bedtime. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it gave you some insight, and I'll see you in the next one.
All right, there we go. That was my daily diet from like 8-9 years ago. maybe a little bit more. It's hard to gauge time when you get past 30. This was just for illustration, by the way, just to show my favourite brand of porridge. Although oats are oats, pretty much. I actually very much enjoyed that. Blast from the past. But that's how I used to eat. I'm gonna wait for the people down in the comments to say, oh man, that diet's terrible. Well, it used to work for me back in the day. I was always really into flexible dieting. Never really been into just eating, you know, chicken and asparagus, sweet potato and boiled rice every 2 hours. And sometimes if I'd been extra good just before bed, I'd have, you got it. I'm a huge fan of ginger snaps, ginger nuts, ginger biscuits, whatever you want to call them. This is probably my favourite. British style biscuit. I guess if you're in America, you would call this a ginger cookie. Quick, daft little video for you today, but I thought it might be interesting for you to see what I used to eat. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you at the next one. I can't believe that's nearly 4,000 calories. I don't even feel like I've eaten anything. I guess that's where the whole competitive eating journey started.